here between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Denver Broncos. And off we go from Denver. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. First play, and Hurts looking to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. He broke that line of scrimmage and then let it fly, and that's an automatic flag.
Yeah, and you don't just lose the 5 yards there, but you lose it down as well. So he obviously needs to have better awareness about what he's going to do. Either tuck it and go or throw it to a target and get that pass away.
So the illegal forward pass also costs him a down, and now it's 2nd and long. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they pick up a big chunk of yards to boot. 18 of them. Charles, their first drive of the game, and already they're taking chances here, but they get the 4th down conversion. I'm curious, do you think that that's something they game planned for on the opening drive if it came up, or is that something that happened organically?
I think that they game planned for it, Brandon, and when you think about it, let's just say it. The word analytics is a big part of how everyone looks at a game nowadays, but it's not just the analytics. It's a coach willing to be daring, willing to be bold, and they certainly were there.
Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. 10 more there and another first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
From the 41, Hurts. Left side here to Sanders. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 28. Up the middle they go with Sanders. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Another run here with Sanders. And he'll be down close to the first down marker as he gets this to the Broncos' 18-yard line. Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive, but this is third down. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. A stop there on third. They could have held them to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on first and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there, and I go right at them with another momentum play. I go quickly and attack them because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop them on third down.
Here's Sermon. A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be second and goal now. Again, Sermon, and he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. A touchdown run there from a yard out, and the Eagles will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Quite the drive there to get things started. They took up the bulk of the first quarter, and they end up in the end zone.
And I love your last point. Ended up in the end zone. Because a lot of teams like those long drives, especially to keep their offense off the field, right? Keep the ball away from them. But they finished it with a touchdown. That's the exclamation point. Now, flip it over defensively. They've got to slow that down somehow, right? Maybe they need to be a little more aggressive, maybe a few more pressures towards the quarterback.
And able to get this out to the 25. So first and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their own 25-yard line. Now the first carry for Chase Edmonds. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
One quarter down, 8-0 the score. The last run got 3. Now here's second and 7. They'll run with Edmonds again. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Edmonds. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big third down pickup to keep their drive alive.
Now we give up the middle to Williams. Give the tackle to Hassan Reddick. After the pickup of 5, here's second and 5. They got 5 through the air last play, now 5 on the ground. First and 10.
I know flashy plays, splashy plays, as people like to call them, that attracts a lot of attention. But let's face it, when you're efficient, that can control a ball game. And I love the game plan they've got going right now.
Back-to-back 5-yard gains. Didn't force the ball downfield, picked it up on the ground.
Yeah, offensive line, they're getting it done.
All runs on this drive so far. It's first and 10. Up the middle, it's Williams. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. On second down, they'll run it here. They'll get only a couple down to the 44. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. 8-0 our score with 2 minutes left in the second quarter. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. Now a run straight ahead with Edmonds. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
But forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front. And a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
They'll go for it with Edmonds and try to push his way forward, but I think he's going to be short, and he is short. He needed 2. He only got 1. And the Eagles defense able to hold. Well, I guess they wanted to get that touchdown right back on their first drive, but failed to do so.
And what they have to be careful of is pushing so hard to stay right there, to stay even with their opponent, that they gas themselves out. You know, it's almost like horse racing. Sometimes you don't want to take your horse right to the front and let them do all the work, and then someone catch them at the end and pass them up. You want to make sure you moderate what you're doing along the way and then go for the big finish.
Hurts throw complete there to Smith. And he's tackled at the 38, but they doubled their yardage. The play started at the 19, and they gained 19. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Alex Singleton. And the Broncos force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Another carry now for Edmonds. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
Run it. Pick up the ball. 43 is the mic, boys. 43. Check. 43.
That's a jet sweep. Wilson with a little pop pass. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. This fielded right at the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. So out of the locker rooms, here they come. Their first drive of the third quarter. And, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one and set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went into half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
He's checking. Crash. Listen. No.
On third down, they're going to run for it here. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Second and 7, operating from the 34. On the handoff, it's Edmonds. And he's going to have a Broncos first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line. A couple of first downs has the football position at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. They go play action now. Wilson rolling to his right. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break contain and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
Second and 10 now. Third quarter action in Denver. Now a give to Edmonds. And some room to roam now. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Play action. Now Wilson. Well, the corner gets a hand on it, but he still makes the play. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Cortland Sutton, 31 yards. And the Broncos are back within a couple of the lead. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
Wilson going to throw for it. That's caught. And he'll get in to tie this game at 8. So they go with a pass there on the two-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their two-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have two-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. After that last touchdown we just saw, Charles, we got ourselves a brand new ball game, all tied here in the third as they have their first possession of this second half.
And Brandon, this drive is all about one word to me, and that's the word answer, because they're trying to answer the momentum the other offense picked up in tying the game, because not only if they score and they feel better about themselves, they'll retake the lead and maybe set the tone for the rest of the half, keeping them in the driver's seat.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Throwing is Hurts. Out route, and it's complete to Brown. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it'll be 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. They're going on 4th down with Hurts. And he's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down. It's a gain of 12 on 4th. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They go back to the ground with Sanders. And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's second down. 3 quarters in the books. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 40 now on second down. Hurts. Flush to his right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. A field goal from this spot would be 51 yards. They'll try to move it closer on 3rd down. And they'll try and run for it with Gainwell. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down. Defensively, they were in the 3-4, and that O-line just dominated the D-line there.
Let's go with a verbal telestrator here because that D-line has a nose over the center. and it has a 2 defensive ends over the offensive tackles. That means the guards don't have anyone over the top of them. That creates a natural bubble inside where they sprint upfield, take on the inside linebackers, and if the back hits it fast enough, there should be space to run. Good, strong run against the 3-4 set, and that 3-4, you've got to have your guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams, but when you're able to successfully move him, you're often able to get some yardage, and that's when linebackers have to clean up and make tackles.
Second down, back to Sanders. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 74 yards on the ground now for Sanders. He's got a first down. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. They'll go again with Sanders. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. That will be their third and final stoppage as they'll only have the 2-minute warning now remaining. Ball at the 9 on 2nd and 8. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
From the gun, it's Hurts. And this is going to be intercepted. Hurts picked by his old teammate at Oklahoma, Nick Benito. And the Broncos are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Tie game, fourth quarter. You're already in the red zone, well in field goal range. You can't throw a pick there.
And you know I want to give all the credit to the defenders, right? I mean, they made a play on the ball. But bottom line, you set up the situation perfectly. You've already got the field goal in the bag. You've got to make sure you take care of the football in that situation.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And the question, can they turn that interception into points? A tie game for the moment in the fourth quarter. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. A 2nd and 11 from the 19. They run with Edmonds. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Here's Wilson. Caught by Dulcich. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On the carry, it's Edmonds. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. He's got Hamler. On the move past the 40. Past the 20. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the fourth.
Well, any thoughts about overtime have ended at this juncture. That touchdown puts them up 6. I would imagine they'll kick the extra point now and rely on their defense.
Yeah, rely on their defense. So a little bit of time left on the clock here in the fourth, but they got to feel good now. McManus's point after is good, and they will take a 7-point lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
I like how he hung in there and went through his progressions, but eventually his internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it, and he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. He forces one there. It's a potential dagger as it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. Agreed, that's twice now in this fourth quarter.
As a quarterback, a lot of times you think it's all on you to make plays when you're losing. And here, the play's not there, but he throws it anyway.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They have the lead, still a one-possession game, but the defense got the stop. They've got the football now, just salted away, right?
Exactly. That's all the defense is counting on from their offense. They did their job in a big way. You know they're over on the sidelines now starting to take their tape off, and, hey, we've done this thing. The offense has to put it away, and that means ball security.
Absolutely. Stranger things have happened. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Again, they run with Edmonds. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. The Eagles will take their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. On 3rd down, they run with Edmonds. And he will not make it to that imaginary.
I'm the best, and I got it, on my own. Keep my way up, go, go. If I touch it, then it's cold, I'm the best, and I got it, yeah, they make the channel froze. I'm really who the piano chose. Put my name up like a banner boat. Acting tough and I'ma let her go. Name her who got a better